Hi gang, Scott Davenport here. I've got a quick tip for you on how to get rid of an unwanted lens flare in Photo Raw. So this situation is you're shooting into the sun and you're going to get lens flare as a result. That just happens when you shoot in the sun. Sometimes lens flare is nice, sometimes it can be distracting. I've got this scene here, I'm shooting into the sun, getting a nice sunburst here, and I've got a couple of lens flares. This one up here, which that one actually doesn't bother me as much, but down here, there's like a red tinted flare, and that's bugging me. That's distracting. It's not close enough to the starburst there. It's not really pleasing, so I want to get rid of that. Let me zoom in so we can see that. Now, to clone this away would be a challenge. There's a lot of detail in here, and I haven't done any type of processing on this yet. If I start adding in dynamic contrast or other things that are going to amplify those textures, that makes the retouching work that much more difficult. So instead, I'll reach for a color adjustment. And we can see that this is a very red-toned flare. And I start taking down saturation. I'm watching just this area here, right? So I push it all the way up. We can see that red. I pull it all the way down. It's disappearing. Now, of course, this is affecting the entire photo, and I don't want that. So I'll pop up into the masking area, invert, so I've removed the effect from everywhere, and then with the brush, change it to paint in, and just a nice small brush, start to add that adjustment in. I'm just going to do half of the flare so you can see the difference. Look at the top half, that looks really good, and the bottom is where you can see I've still got a bit of that red. Well, now I'll finish it off and take the red out of just that area. And this works in several situations. Now, of course, it's not going to work every time. If you've got other bright colors behind that flare, you're going to desaturate those as well. But if you're dealing with landscape shots, you got some rocks, you got some water, things like that, it's going to work really, really, really well. Now, for some of you, maybe that second flare that's closer to the sunburst does bother you and you'd want to get rid of it. Well, how would we deal with that? The saturation trick isn't going to work. Notice that there is a hint of that same yellowish color around the bright flare, all surrounding here. If we try to start desaturating, it's going to just start to look awkward, and we'll end up affecting the different sunbeams here. It's just not going to pan out very well. So instead, I'll use the perfect eraser. Grab that and just do a small brush stroke over the flare. And that looks pretty darn good. Smoothed everything out. It looks nice and natural. And so those types of jobs are perfect for the perfect eraser, no pun intended. So that's two ways of getting rid of lens flares in Photo Raw. If you've got a muted or unsaturated background, some type of neutral color, try the desaturation trick first. That's certainly quick and easy. Otherwise, grab those retouching tools. And don't be surprised if you have to use multiple retouching tools. That's the nature of retouching. Sometimes we have to use different tools in combination to get the look that we want. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Got questions about photography? You can leave them in the comments below. Hit me up through my website if you want to keep it private. And until next time, my name is Scott Davenport. Happy shooting.